Hello and welcome. In this video I'm going to introduce you to the Parse Test project, a tool designed to compare the performances of different parsers. This project was created to address a specific issue in the Kolasu framework, which was measuring the performance of different parsers. As a result, I created this little project available on GitHub with, I would say, a good README. So this is a Maven multi-module project, and there are sub-projects in Java and Kotlin. So for instance, we have a parse test for Antler v4, where we create an Antler grammar, and then we generate the parser, which then we use later in the benchmark module to create a benchmark object and then to perform tests. In this case, the tests are made in Kotlin. And long story short, when you run the tests for the project, Parse Test, it will run the test benchmark, which depends on the various parsers, the Antler, the Kolasu, and the Xtend, and then it executes the test for all the projects. So instead of explaining the whole structure, I just show you through the README how it's done and how to use it. So you can basically run it by typing maven clean package, and this will build and package everything. The project has a CI build, which basically executes the same, including the tests, and shows the results in a JSON format. The CI build, as explained here, is available in the actions. So you can go to the action, get the latest running workflow, to the successful build, test with Maven, and if you search for full test in the logs, you'll see like this parser was able to parse 90 files in this time using this memory, and this other parser, the Antler 4, was able to do the same with this time and using this memory. And of course, same test you will see here in the command line when you run it. The structure of the project is explained in this document. So you have a parse test that is the parent POM, and then you have a common project which provides some data for the benchmark, and then you have different tests, Antler, Kolasu, Xtend, which depends on common, and then the benchmark that depends on everything else. There is a note for the Xtend parser. The project is there, it builds. I can even open it with Eclipse and run it, because it contains the Eclipse project file. But there are issues in running the tests for probably some issue in dependencies, different Antler versions, I guess. So for now, the Xtend parent project, the Xtend test per se works. So I can run the unit test, and I have this parser working, but the benchmark doesn't work because in the reactor there are most likely issues with libraries. I think that's about it on the project. It's my intention, I already added one issue to add the Kolasu 1.6 to the comparison. I'll need to add basically another project and see how I can use different version of Kolasu and use it in the benchmark. That's an issue for later. And well, I can show you how a test is structured. So it's basically simple. You instantiate a logger, and you use this father class, which is a class that generates some samples for this specific grammar, which is more or less the same. It's an arithmetic expression grammar where the tests are some are just written manually, and some are like these 90 tests are generated. Some of these are really large tests, so it would be an issue to fit all of them in a single page. And what else? There's not much else to say. If not, you can contribute to this project. In general, you can just add a new Maven project to the Parse Test. If you want to add a new Java parser, just look at the Parse Test Antler v4. That's a Java project. You look at this POM XML. It's how a Java POM should look like. If you want to add a Kotlin and a Java parser, you should look at this project, which is a good template for adding a new Kotlin-based language parser and benchmark, because in this case here you have to parse both Kotlin and Java, so you need to do some Maven magic. And then you can just create in the benchmark a new benchmark, which is an object that is typed as a type parameter, has the AST that you generate with your parser. So in case of Antler is a parse tree. In case of Kolasu is a node. In case of Xtend is the model that is the eCore results of my parser. And then after you created this benchmark class, there is an infrastructure behind that. Basically you just have to implement the parse input function, and this parse input function can just be used in your tests. So for instance, this is the Antler test, and your benchmark for Antler just need to be initialized with the directory, and then you can execute the benchmark just by calling a simple function. And like this, your test runs, and you will see the results on the console. Just a second. Yes, this is an example of the results. So I'd say that's about it for the project. Enjoy it, extend it, add Java CC, Kolasu parser, whatever you want. If you have any problem, just ping me. Bye. Thanks for your attention.